What up, nation? Welcome to another edition of the Wise Take MLB DFS Wise Stream. CK013 here. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. Joined once again by the GOAT, the true OG, known to y'all as Paulie D. Paulie, what's happening?
What's happening, man?
Another day, another dollar, another dream.
That's right. You know, MLB. Yeah, I did all right last night. I was inches away from like a comma, but a couple guys didn't come through when I needed them. But I built 5 teams, 1 Yankee stack, 2 Met stacks that suck dick, 2 Twins game stacks that suck dick. And then I had a Yankee stack that just smashed. And, I had the Yankees pitcher with it, and I had Gonsolin, and I had like 3 other dudes. I finished 5th in like a 267-man contest. It was nice. It was all right, but I was close. It was like 2 more points would have got me into the $1,000 range. It was glorious.
Yeah.
So a little frustrating, but nice to see my Yanks do dirt for me at low ownership. I was kind of surprised by that, which made me think like, man, there's probably some edge in baseball still right now.
Absolutely, man, and that was a phenomenal call on the Yankees. I got a ton wrong. I got like one thing right and then a ton wrong. And and it was funny because like I remember like specifically some of the things the way you were talking, like the Yankees obviously went nuts. You were big on them, and also even the pitching combo. You talked about using the 2 cheap guys, Urquidy and the Yankees guy together, and it just again combination issue, and then when you're actually building teams, like, you ended up with 2 Met stacks. That sucks. And then the Mets were terrible. Only thing I got right was pretty much Cole Calhoun. That's about it. But Flaherty screwed a ton of people. He was 40% owned. You weren't really big on Flaherty. You weren't really big on any of the studs, which ended up being the right move. I had Flaherty, I think, around 30% or so. So I was underweight. But the issue is he ended up landing on my best teams, which were Angel and D-back stacks. So it's just, and that was the issue I think a lot of the nation had too, is a lot of people did follow you and play the Yankees. However, they may had them with Flaherty. They had them with some other douche pitcher that, didn't get the job done. It's just something like it's frustrating, man. When you get some shit right, you just got to put the right shit together and don't go together. It's fucking, horse shit,
No, right?
Yeah, man. All day. But again, baseball's been really good to us though. So I talked mad shit about baseball yesterday. Just joking to the baseball gods, if you're listening. Just kidding. Clearly, everybody that knows me knows I was kidding. But but with that said, we have a pretty interesting slate to get to today, so we'll go ahead and get in it. Starting with the pitching, Paulie, you interested in paying up for anyone?
I could. I like DeGrom and Cole up top. What's not to like? Where's my screen? Yeah. Toronto, like Cole does have a strikeout, home run issue, but I think he makes up for it with the free swinging Blue Jays today. You know what I'm saying? And then DeGrom against Philly, they don't strike out a ton, but his price has come down a bit. I can live with that. I don't see myself using Giolito. I guess I'll cut it at Wheeler. Like, I don't mind Bundy. I don't mind Wheeler, but if I'm going to pitch anyone up here, it's probably Cole.
Yeah, I'm definitely into DeGrom and Cole. However, I think everyone else will be too. I expect them to be 2 of the more popular pay-up SP1s. The Phillies lineup, the Phillies been banged up. They are missing a few guys. I know JT Realmuto's out once again. They sent Rhys Hoskins to the IL. Jay Bruce is on the IL. And so they have like a lot of guys that are in between. Not that they're a huge strikeout team. Like you said, Philly's not a huge strikeout team. And these replacement backup players aren't necessarily huge strikeout guys either. But the ISOs go down. The Wobos go down. All that shit. So I'm with you. I like DeGrom. Garrett Cole's too cheap. I mean, Toronto. I don't care if you home run. You can give as many home runs as you want. You just if Garrett Cole's 9.9 on FanDuel, on DraftKings, it's hard not to do that. I mean, even DeGrom is only 10.4. It's really easy to play them together. Like I know there's bats you might want, but there's enough value. You know that. You can. It's pretty easy to do that. The only reason I'm playing a little bit of Giolito, maybe even some Bundy, is just ownership. That's it. I know they're going to be low owned. So if DeGrom or Cole or both struggle, those guys have ceilings and could do dirties. I'm not bigger. I will have a lot more Cole and DeGrom. I'm not going to get fancy with it. I think they're talking about 2 Cy Young caliber pitchers. And then there's another tier of pretty good pitchers. I'm not trying to diss Giolito, but really what it comes down to is the walk rate, right? Like safety, ceiling, it's the walk rate. Giolito's walk rate is not elite. Everything else is walk rate, not elite. DeGrom and Cole don't really have that issue normally, so I feel safer with them. Mid tiers, Paulie.
There's not a ton in the mid tier that I got my eyes on. What's the wind situation in Cubland?
I'm gonna check and see if it's updated, but I thought it was neutral kind of before. Like it's blowing, but I think left to right or something like that.
It's definitely blowing.
Oh, it's blowing. Blowing hard.
I mean, I'm assuming McCullers will be kind of popular, but makes sense. He's got an extreme pitching friendly umpire, and Texas blows. Although I think their lineup's kind of getting a little bit better lately. McCullers been kind of boom bust this year. 7,500. It's like DraftKings is just like they're trying to be like FanDuel now and just make lineup building very, very easy or something. That's a cheap price on him. I think that's it in the mid tier. Would you consider Brady Singer mid tier? If so, he's got to be the chalk, right? He's coming off like a no-no or a near no-no, and now he's facing Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, I would put him in the value tier, I guess. But yeah, I agree. I think he might end up being more popular than McCullers. It'll be close. I think McCullers will be popular just because he's playing the Rangers, and it worked yesterday for everybody who played Urquhart a bunch. But in the mid tier, I'm with you. Like I understand why you included him. There's just not a lot I like there either. We talked about McCullers. He's fine, right? Like there's some risk there. He just had a neck procedure. He said that it alleviated whatever pain he was feeling, like a bunch. So maybe that's why he was so bad, because he was bad before the injury thing. He sucked. So maybe that has something to do with it. We'll see if he improves. But he's playing the Rangers, so I'm fine with that. And Savali, right? Like this guy got upside. He's got a very phenomenal xFIP, good strikeout rate. He's playing a Cubs team that's like third in strikeouts to righties. Problem is they're also with a 200-something ISO. They're also with very positive WRC plus. So dub sack, it's risky. So I'm fine with Savali though. Value Town, you mentioned Singer. I'm cool with him in cash games. It's like, I think he would be the cheapest cash game pitcher on DraftKings specifically that I would be comfortable with. It's the Tigers issue, of course, and this is something we've been known for, is like we always get nervous when a guy threw more pitches than he's thrown, like ever in his case. He did like 119 pitches, I think, which is significantly higher than we've seen him throw. So there's always that. Plus the Tigers have been kind of hot. But this is a very strikeout-heavy Tigers team he's going to see first and and Singer has looked decent, man. He looks like a decent pitcher. He's like like Brad Keller was last year, right? Like it's kind of like that. He's not a huge strikeout dude, but you'd be surprised how often he came. And I'm Brad Keller this year's not the same guy. I'm talking about Brad Keller last year, who no matter you never wanted to click the button, but when you did, he didn't really let you down. Value land.
Well, that's a good point on Brady Singer though. Like leverage, Detroit, just do a ton of pitches.
And you can get a lot of, like pitching wise. If we talk about like the mid tier, if you don't like anything else, you can easily get DeGrom and Cole with the Tigers, right? At low dirty ownership. You know what I mean? Dirty low ownership. Dirty low. Like,
interesting.
You like any other value pitchers now that may have talked you into stacking the Tigers without even meaning to?
Yeah. I think you told me that Keegan Aiken's interesting. I like that. I like that idea. Definitely risky as fuck, though. Definitely. So I see myself spending up today and finding cheap bets to do it with.
Yeah, no, I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that I don't trust the pitching. I think there's options, right? Like Smiley was limited. He came into relief. He's playing Seattle, who's I think 4th or 5th in strikeouts to lefties right now. Smiley was awesome against the Padres, man. Came in there, I think it was only 4 innings and had 8 strikeouts, just destroyed them. So, I'm okay with him, but ceiling's not a thing. I wouldn't play him on FanDuel because he's probably going to be on a pitch count again, and ceiling is just not really there until we see otherwise. So if you're doing that, you're sacrificing ceiling. If you don't think Cole and DeGrom or Giolito and these guys are going to go for 30, then sure, go ahead and take your anywhere from 14 to 18 points from him and be happy with your life. Otherwise, if you do want that ceiling, you're going to have to kind of go up and get it. with the guys up top. And then, like you said, Keegan Aiken. So looking into this guy's numbers, the strikeout rate is legit. He's got like around 26%. No. Yeah, 26.2% strikeout rate. That's legit. If you look at his minor league career, that's what he's done pretty much every year. The issue is his walk rate of 13.1%. That's also legit. He's had a double-digit walk rate pretty much every year in the minors. So that's inflating his xFIP. So there's some concern there. On the other hand, the Braves have actually been awful against lefties. I know it makes no sense because they have a bunch of these righties that should be good and mashing lefties, but they're not. In fact, I think they're second in the league in strikeouts to lefties. Just 89 WRC plus, a 163 ISO, 306 WOBA. They've just been bad despite the facts. So that'll provide you some leverage. I think the Braves are projecting to be pretty popular today, and for good reason. We'll talk about that. Keegan Aiken has not been great. He's coming off a game where the Yankees tattooed him, but he did pitch well against the Yankees just one start prior. So those would be the guys, but I agree with you, Paulie. I think as many teams as we can go up and grab the stud pitchers, just do dirties with them, and just drop the mic and roll. With that said, what about the bats?
I mean, I'm not sure how many pitchers to expect out of Odorizzi, but I would think the White Sox profile really well against him, and they got a ton of power. They've been good to us all year. I definitely going to have a White Sox stack out there. Hopefully it's contrarian. I don't know if it will be or not, but they're all expensive, and they'll be hard to get to unless you do like the McCullers, Brady Singer kind of combo or something. It kind of goes against what I'm thinking, but I do like that. You know what I mean? I do like that. Baltimore bats against Hamels, you tell me about it on the ride over here. That makes a lot of sense. I would assume there's a lot of cheap ones there. That would allow me to get my DeGrom Cole combo. Give me that. The Royals, I think, are kind of interesting. I like them against lefties. This Scubal guy's been all right, but they'll be cheap enough and have some legitimate upside as they've gotten healthy now and have like a pretty respectable lineup once again. Although I haven't seen today's Merrifield, Mondesi, Perez. Yeah, I like that. I like the Tigers for leverage, cheap. Baltimore, Detroit, KC. Those are probably the three cheapo teams that I like. And I like the White Sox as an expensive one, and I like the, I guess. Yeah, I can get behind the Angels probably, although I really respect Caleb Smith, but he's not going to go deep. You're going to see him, come out after probably 50, 60 pitches. And when he does get hit, it's usually with the long ball. The Angels seem to be kind of gelling right now.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I like the White Sox also. They've got some good BVIP against Odorizzi as is. Now you're factoring in that Odorizzi's been having some injury issues. He's pitched in 3 games so far this season. All 3 this year have been against the Royals. So this is a vastly different competition he's going to face today in a hitter's park. I do like the White Sox as well. Going back to the Yankees, maybe chasing a little bit, but just looking at the lineup, I don't think this is not the best lineup they could have put out. No Stanton, I think. They do have Judge back. That's kind of a big deal, right? But I actually think like Judge, who's don't get me wrong, he's probably worth a couple of players in that offense. But I like their lineup yesterday a little bit better than what I'm seeing today, with some minor adjustments. But still, they're at home, right? They're starting to get groovy. You got Toronto. Tanner Roark's been terrible, and he's actually been a lot worse to righties, which bodes well for the Yankees, who are heavily right-handed. Baltimore Orioles, like you said, I think a lot of people are going to be looking at the Braves, rightfully so, understandably so. I'll be going underweight on the Braves just because they're popular, and I think maybe we go on the other side of this and look at Baltimore, who has been playing well against Cole Hamels, like you said, a lefty. They played well against lefties, and we don't expect him to be in very long because this is his first fucking start of the year, and the objective, I think, is to stretch him out for the playoffs. That's what they say. So I do like Baltimore. The Houston Astros, I'll talk about them. Kyle Gibson sucks ass. He's taken a big step back this year. He's looked awful. So I do like Houston, who also has some pretty good BVIP. I know Michael Brantley's seen him a bunch over his career. Bregman's got some really good numbers against him. Even Altuve has a really, really good average against him. So I'm good. I'm good with them. Rangers bullpen's terrible. Last team I'll mention, the Giants. I got to think for the Giants this year. They've done me really well, and I think they will again. This LJ kid is not terrible, but they just don't want this kid to go more than 60 pitches. So you're going to give me the worst bullpen in the game against the Giants, who have been one of the better offenses at low ownership. I'm going to take some stabs. Simple as that. All day. I'm going to pop in the chat, answer some questions, let you get it in. Appreciate those of you like Chadwick and King B keeping the chat busy, funny videos, keeping the chat busy while we started a little bit late today. With that said, hit the like button if you haven't already, Nation. Much appreciated. Paulie, let's do some home runs. Who's going deep?
All right. Anthony Rendon.
Rendonius Maximus. I like that one. I'll go with Max Kepler against Giolito. I don't even like the Twins' offense, but I do like Max Kepler. I feel like he always homers off Giolito.
Yeah, I think like that. Give me some Eloy Jimenez.
Oh, yeah, Eloy. I like that. I will go with Let's go Alex Bregman. I'm hoping he's playing. I haven't seen the lineup yet, but I'm hoping he's playing.
He's in the projected. Give me Renato Nunez.
Yes. I was going to pick a Baltimore guy, too. I was just in between. I guess if you're taking Nunez, I will go with Pedro Severino, which is, a catcher. Catcher style, bro. You don't always see catchers in a dong watch not named Gary Sanchez. Not often. All right, let's pop in the chat. See what's dirty. Boom. Lost when they moved the Seattle game to San Fran tonight. Okay, Tony A says they moved the Seattle game to San Fran tonight. Yeah, I think I reversed that in my head earlier, but yeah, I knew they moved it from one to the other. I think I reversed in my head.
Oh, really?
What?
They moved it to San Fran? Isn't that where
I thought they moved it to Seattle, but I do remember yesterday there was a big issue, or 2 days ago maybe it was Sunday or Monday, but they had an issue with Seattle, and they were talking about, they're going to close the roof, but the problem with closing the roof is that it doesn't seal. I guess the sides are still open, so that wasn't really a thing. So it's confusing. It's confusing shit, no doubt. Chadwick Yankee stack, we talked about that. My brother has a question on FanDuel, DeGrom or Cole. On FanDuel, they're like $200 apart.
I would say Cole's got more upside. The Phillies really don't strike out a ton, and Toronto strikes out a fuck ton.
Yeah, I'll homer out a little bit and go with DeGrom. I think it's neck and neck, but the only reason I say DeGrom is because this Phillies lineup is different. No Hoskins, no Realmuto, no Bruce. You're looking at the Adam Hesleys. You're looking at the Naps. You're looking at the... Which, by the way, I say that, I'm pretty sure Knapp owns DeGrom. I feel like there's one of those no-name catcher fucks who like own him and just keep hitting home runs off of him. But the Philly lineup...
That's a good point. This is a dirty lineup.
That's it. It's just a really, really... It's not the same Philly lineup. Alex Baum in there batting third today. You got Kingery against a righty. Roman Quinn, Adam Hasley, Knapp. It's like... it's just dirty. It's just dirty. That's all. Wash your hands. It's dirty. Our boy Jeff says, my dude's bringing that fire against Sandman, a.k.a. Tommy Dreamer, Paulie D, and the man CK013. Oh, I like that. That rhyme. Had a little jazz to it. Jeff says he likes DeGrom and Bundy in a stack with KC, mixing in some Baltimore. Sounds like you're cooking something, man. Sounds like you're cooking something with a little DeGrom and Bundy, a nice little stack of KC, and mixing some Balt. You know what I mean? I like that. Luplo or Dickerson on FanDuel, Cody Mayfield.
Luplo, you always got a risk of him getting pinch hit for when it's no longer the lefty. Who's the other dude?
Luplo or Dickerson. See,
Edick.
Is Edick on the slate?
I don't think so.
Is there another Dickerson? I don't remember seeing Miami on the slate.
don't see no Marlins.
Are they? Is it like a FanDuel thing?
Alex Dickerson on the
Alex
Giants.
Dickerson.
I would Alex Dickerson.
That's why I keep stacking the Giants, because nobody thinks of the fucking Giants ever, including me, who plays the Giants pretty much every slate.
Get your Dickerson straight.
All day.
This poor girl came into the shop, and first thing we do is get their name and phone number, and the girl's last name was Smelly.
Oh, that's terrible. Was she married into that name, or?
No,
oh, man.
No.
That's brutal.
She had a boyfriend with her, but can you imagine? Like, she must have gotten ruined in high school.
Oh, dude, that's a whole other, like, pressure. You know how, like, the stereotype of the pressure to marry? That's a whole other pressure for her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. And that's something that's hard to come back from. Imagine your girl telling you, like, yo, listen, every day you fail me is every day I'm stuck with this name. You know what I'm saying? But maybe she owns that shit. That's what you need to do. Fuck everything, right? You need to own that shit. She needs to own that shit. Like Smelly go Smelly. Something, Just like some kind of spin. Funny videos. Who would you stack with the White Sox and Orioles and Royals? Okay, so the players. I think we're looking for here.
What
yes,
matters?
I think we're looking for specifics.
Tim Anderson's just like he's like an MVP candidate. Jose Abreu probably will win the MVP. Gotta love Eloy Jimenez. Man, James McCann's been hot. I'd probably go some combination of 1 through 7. Baltimore, you gotta play Mountcastle, Severino, Nunez 3 through 5. I think the rest of the lineup is really in play. They're all cheapies. Blaka's been pretty hot. DJ Stewart could struggle lefty on lefty, but I don't think Cole lasts that long, and you'll probably see some righties after the fact. Alberto's their probably best hitter, like line drive hitter. Doesn't hit pop, but steal a bag or two. But definitely 3, 4, and 5 in the Baltimore lineup. And then what was the third team?
The Royals.
Definitely Merrifield, Mondesi, Sal Perez, Franco, and Dozier. 1 through 5.
Holla at your boy. Let's see. Tony A says no to San Fran for sure because of the fires in Seattle. Now I'm confused by the situation. So did they move the game to San Francisco, which is initially where we had problems, but I guess there's more fires out in Washington, which is now creating an issue there. Not sure.
Patio.
Yeah, we'll have to send a text message to Patio Joe, who's in LA and has no clue of any of this. Probably is not even anywhere near him. So it's just you know what I mean? He'll just be like, that was pretty stereotypical. It was stereotyping him. Like you're a Californian, bro. Roger Blackburn, no Voigtdong, Paulie? It's a question for you.
No Voigtdong. He leads the baseball in dongs.
Does he really? No shit.
More than Mike Trout.
Wow, Dong City.
Yeah.
Not for nothing, but Trout's numbers against lefties this year are atrocious. That's not real, obviously. But this year they've been atrocious.
Yeah, you've probably only seen 6 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Luke Voigt's been homering every day. Tanner Roark has been known to be reverse splitsy as well. I actually really like the Luke Voigt home run call. It'll probably be popular today.
Yeah, I thought so too. When I checked ownership projections, I was surprised. I really didn't see a lot of Yankees up there. But I find it hard to believe that people aren't gonna, try.
Yeah. But yeah, Luke Voigt leading baseball in home runs. Guy's good. And we pretty much got him for free.
Yes, indeed, if you the needy. I don't see any other questions, Paulie, so we're going to get up out of here. Anything in closing? Bang, bang.
That's it.
For Paulie D, for myself, the entire White Stick Nation, as always, good luck.